Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Being Whole in Menopause. And for those of you all who are attending for the first time, my name is Andrea. I am a menopause transformation and longevity coach. And today I am very excited to bring our topic to you because it's something that we really don't talk about that much. Our topic today is thriving in menopause in the workplace. Now, I don't know about you, but when I was in corporate America, this was something that I was struggling with, literally struggling with. It doesn't even matter if you work in an administrative capacity, if you work in a service capacity. Menopause does not have any favorites. It affects how you operate. For me, as a project manager, always having to lead teams, doing presentations, being in meetings, and being called upon to know various subject matters from inside out, I noticed a significant change due, as we know now, to menopause. Oh my goodness. If that sounds like you and you want to plan to know how you can thrive during this season in your life, and still maintain that competence level and that standard that you set, then you're in the right place. Go get your pens, your paper, and call your girlfriends who are also going through this, because we're going to be dropping down some knowledge today. This is a topic that's near and dear to me. There are so many things to go on. And primarily, I think the top three things that I think really get you, outside of everybody thinks about the hot flashes. That's real. We're not going to discount the hot flashes. Well, but I think that what really affects most women, and I'm talking about a large percentage of the workforce, ladies, women make up about 40-something% of the workplace. And so out of that 40-something%, you have a huge percentage of women who fall between the ages for menopause. The average age for a woman going into menopause is 51. And so women actually start with the perimenopause. They can start as early as 35. So I'm talking a huge percentage of women. And most of the time, when you're in the perimenopause and menopause stage, you are at the prime and the height of your career. This is not something that you want to have to deal with when you're at your best. So what do? You've been used to operating in a state of excellence. And then all of a sudden, for me, I remember it was the brain fog. And it comes when you least expect it. What do you do when you're in the middle of a presentation and you can't remember what a topic is about, or you can't remember somebody's name? You're called upon to introduce maybe a high-up executive, and you can't remember their name. Like I said, ladies, the struggle is real, and you are thinking so hard. Not now. I used to always say this to myself. No, not now, no. And you literally go totally blank, and you're thinking so hard. You're like, okay, you can do this. Focus. You know this person's name, or you know the next part of your sentence that you were going to say. It seems like it always happens when everybody's focusing on you and they're looking at you and you're like, oh my God, I'm totally blank and it's not coming. What do you do? What about the fatigue? The fatigue is real. It affects so many different things. And then we're not going to talk about all the other symptoms. They found that it's about 33, 34 symptoms that you may suffer from due to menopause. So you could be going through all of those things as well. So that's why I said the struggle is real. And the last thing, because you're used to being in charge and looked upon as the lead for various things, you don't want to say, I'm so sorry, I'm just in menopause, because you don't want anybody to feel sorry for you. And I think the other thing about the workplace with menopause is that you don't feel confident. And because of all the changes that's going on with your brain due to the lack of estrogen and the progesterone levels changing up, I've noticed a difference in my comprehension. I would have to read things over and over and over again just to really get something, my reports and stuff that I had to put together. I just was like, what is going on? At that time, I didn't know it was due to menopause. I just thought that something's not right here. Can you relate to those things, ladies? Those are just the things that I personally went through. I've heard so many other stories. So what do? How do you continue to be on your A game? You have to really start to listen to your body and really start to learn if you're having these moments of fatigue. Does it happen during a certain time of the day? Is it happening, say, early morning? Or do you find yourself getting sluggish towards the afternoon hours or when you get towards the quitting time? If you kind of get a feel for, okay, I tend to get a little bit more tired, say about 2:00. And then you might want to try to see if you can schedule like your more important meetings. See if you can get them scheduled earlier in the morning when you're still on your A game. And then leave maybe working at your desk in the later part when you're feeling the fatigue. You still going to feel the fatigue, but it's not going to be in front of an audience. And you'll still be able to have control. The other part about menopause is you're going through it. And even if you identify that some of these things are due to menopause, you don't want to say that it's due to menopause. You could be around the conference table in an important meeting, and just like that brain fog situation, all of a sudden, a hot flash will come on you. And some women really suffer from this because some women sweat so profusely due to a hot flash. I mean, they really you can start to see it through their clothing. Even though we know we can pull out the fan, when you do that, everybody knows that person's having a hot flash. Well, you don't want everybody to know you're having a hot flash. So all of these things, it kind of makes you start to lose your confidence. People start to doubt your performance, and you start doubting your own performance. These are things that menopause makes you go through. And our male counterparts, they don't understand what you're going through, and they don't even know how to approach it. And even if they know, they're scared that if they say the wrong thing, that it's going to make you kind of lose your cool a little bit. And we can't say that they're wrong in all cases, because mood swings is one of those symptoms that you might go through to the menopause. Like I said, ladies, the struggle is real. So we talked a little bit about the brain fog. What do you do when you can't remember certain things? You can't concentrate and comprehend the way you used to? It's all about different tricks and tips. We've done tricks and tips throughout our whole life, but somehow when we get into menopause, we think that there's nothing that can help us. Well, some of those same tricks and tips that you may or may not have used back in the day can maybe help you during this phase of your life. So let's talk about the brain fog. We have our telephones, and on the cell phone, there is a notepad. There's different apps that maybe can help you with different things, like just remembering when certain meetings are. If you have a fully loaded agenda, and you're forgetting things because of the menopause, well, set some alarms. You don't have to have it loud, but you can have it on vibrate, which is going to trigger you to remember that I have a meeting that I need to be at. So if you're caught up in discussion with someone else, your phone starts to vibrate. You look at your phone real quick and you say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I have a meeting." And now you're off to the next meeting, and you're back on track. So little things like that. Use the technology. That's the wonderful thing about the technology. There's so many different tools out there that can help us through this phase. You don't have to be there and feel like you're helpless. No one has to know that why you're using the tools the way you're doing, but they can help you through this time period. And it's all about kind of finding your flow. And once you do that, that can help with some things. What about the fatigue? Go outside, take in some fresh air, or maybe just go for a short walk or something. And that'll help to bring you back a little bit. You don't want to do anything strenuous because you're already tired. And that will help to kind of make you more focused. As far as a lifestyle change, our sleep habits. Sleep is so important, ladies. So important. And if you're not getting the right amount of sleep, that in itself is going to affect you cognitively. So you got to get your sleep. You'll be able to think more clearly, and it'll help to decrease your stress levels. So I can't reiterate enough how important sleep is. You want to get at least 6 to 7 hours of sleep. Cut that cell phone off, cut the television off, get you a nice sleeping regime where you start to wind down a little bit earlier so that you can get a restful night's sleep so that you can be refreshed. And believe me, ladies, it's going to make a big difference in your outcome. Now, those are some of the things that we can manage. Some of the other things, because I think so many women go through this, they really feel invisible during this time period. And that causes depression and a lot of other things. And it's also a time when you don't have a support system. And so, ladies, we have to be kind to one another. You know your sisters who are also going through menopause as well. And who said that we cannot support one another in the workplace? I know one of the things that I used to do was just like a little joke. Some of my friends, if I had a moment and I couldn't think of something, I just would make a little joke of it. And I said, oh, I'm having a senior moment. Even my male colleagues could relate to senior moments. And some of them would say, I have those too, Andrea. So we don't always have to say it's menopause, right? Ladies, there's other things that even our male counterparts understand and they won't come down on you. And then I wouldn't have to talk to anybody about it later. It brought a smile to people's faces. It broke up the monotony usually in a serious moment. Even if I was doing a presentation, I would say that sometimes. Can you give me a moment of having a senior moment? And I said, oh, there it is. That's what I was going to say. And it helped to normalize things a little bit. And people didn't look at me as I wasn't competent. So sometimes a little humor on the workplace is not a bad thing. I have a girlfriend, and when things happen, she'll say, I blame it on menopause. She would say it all the time. I blame it on menopause. So it's something that makes people laugh. It takes away from the negativity of what you're going through, but it helps you to get through the season and so that you can thrive and continue to be the phenomenal professional that you are. And so we're going to have lots of conversations about this topic because it's much bigger than everything that we talked about. But today's show primarily was to just provide you with a few tools in your tool belt that you can pull out from time to time that's going to make this journey in this time of life a lot better and make it not so negative being in the workplace, and let you know that, one, let me tell you this, you're not alone. You have so many thousands and thousands of sisters, and we are all going through the same thing. And we want you to feel supported. I think that in the past, that's one of the things that women haven't felt like they had an ally. They would think they're all alone in going through this journey. And believe it or not, ladies, even our male counterparts want to be with us and support us during this time. We just have to be able to say, hey, this is where I am. And I think the more we feel that this is just a normal transformation time in our life, then I think that it will make even the workplace a more accepting environment. Well, we got to get those conversations going. We have to stop keeping it a secret that, I'm in menopause, and stop saying, well, my solution is that I'm just going to quit my job. And yes, that's real too. A large percentage of women, because they're experiencing so many different things, they decide to just leave the workforce early. And some of them get jobs that don't require any of the skills or nothing that's fulfilling, just to have a little bit of money coming in, or they just retire early. You don't have to do that. Like I said, this is a time in your life when you are at the peak of your career. Now, if you want to leave the workforce, and I did that to become an entrepreneur, I'm having the time of my life, but that's a choice. You want your career and to be a choice, not because you had to, and then you leave the workforce and you feel unfulfilled. We're not going to solve all of the issues in one episode, but we're going to have many conversations about this. I'm going to give you some more things to put into your toolbox. So come on back. Let's continue the conversation. Comment below. Let me know, what are you feeling and experiencing in the workplace? What type of things can I provide you to help you through this time period? What are the things that are important that you need some answers to? I am happy to do the research, to bring back the experts, and to get the conversation going. That's all I have for you today. Please feel free, if you need additional support, go on my website. If you need any type of coaching services, as I said, I am a menopause transformation and longevity coach, and we have a program that can help you to thrive during this time that you're in. God bless you, and share this link with anybody that you know who also might be able to benefit from this information. I look forward to being there for you, answering your questions, helping you to be whole in menopause, and helping you to thrive during this time period. See you next time. Bye-bye.